festival to you. Fringe Radio.
Hello again and welcome to programme 15 of our 28 daily programmes coming to you direct from Radisson Blu Hotel in the heart of Edinburgh. Star guest Colin Cloud will be dropping in to the show, and I can tell you his show called Hoax is absolutely breathtaking. I saw it last night and the ending just blew everybody away, and he's going to try and trick me as well when he comes in, so stay tuned for that. I'll be meeting up with actress Grace O'Keefe, comedian Lindsey Santoro from Birmingham. Hugh Brown will have a chat with the cast of Disenchanted. Simon Walton has a few words literally with Robwords. And of course there's the Royal Mile Walk, where we get to meet some of the thousands of acts who are here at the Edinburgh Fringe. But we begin with music and a favourite on the programme who's here with the Frank Sinatra play, and it's Richard Shelton.
That's life. That's life. That's what all the people say. I'm riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. Let me tell you, that's life. And funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream. Well, I don't let it get me down, 'cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, but I know a thing. Each time I find myself laying flat on my face, I'll pick myself up and get back in the race, 'cause that's life. And you can't deny it. I thought of quitting, babe, but my heart just ain't gonna buy it. And if I didn't think it worth one single try, oh, I'd jump right on a big bird and fly. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, but I know a thing. Each time I find myself laying flat on my face, I'll pick myself up and get back in the race, 'cause that's life, that's life, and you can't deny it. I thought of cutting out, babe, but my heart just ain't gonna buy it. And if there's nothing smoking come this year July, I'm gonna roll myself up in a big ball and die.
Richard Shelton, whose show Frank Sinatra One Last Shot is on at the Dirty Martini Le Monde in George Street, 3:30 each day up until the 30th, except for the 24th. Now, Disenchanted, the hit musical, tears apart the happy ever after story of Disney princesses and turns it on its head. The mixture of show-stopping songs and cheeky comedy make it a memorable night for the audience, and Hugh Brown spoke to Lois Glenister, who plays Snow White, and Ashley New, who doubles up as both Mulan and Pocahontas.
Lois, it's a bonkers show, isn't it? It really is, but a fantastic one. absolutely crazy. Even more bonkers to be in, but it's hilarious and so much fun with all the girls.
You must have such fun, as you said, 6 of you on stage and some of you playing different parts. You just play Snow White.
I do, yes, thankfully. No quick changes or wig changes for me, but some of the girls, Eliza changes up to 3 times. So...
What I find amazing about the show and what I really enjoyed was, all of you are such fantastic singers.
Thank you so much. We get told that a lot, which is so kind. But yeah, the show puts us through our paces and it covers so many musical genres, from pop to straight up musical theatre to a little bit jazzy. So it puts us through our paces, but we love it.
It does, and it turns the whole Disney princess story on its head, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. We're reclaiming our fairy tale stories. We're done away with Disney and we're here to tell the tale as we remember it.
Is this a one in the eye for men then?
I would say so, yeah. I think men come, thoroughly enjoy themselves, but go with perhaps a changed point of view.
The other surprising thing was it's actually quite, shall we say, risque at times. There are some strong words used in the songs.
It is, yes. It's not quite for children, though they do enjoy it, but we love getting everyone laughing and enjoying it however we can.
How did you come to be in this production? It's the first production in the UK of Disenchanted.
Yes, it is. We all auditioned about February, and the show premiered in Lichfield in April, and we've been doing it ever since. We had a break and now we're at the Fringe.
Tremendous. And how have you found it here in the EICC? It's a fantastic theatre.
Yeah, it is. We love it. It's huge. The lights are beaming, the crowds are coming in. We're having a great time.
And you're here until the 30th, I think.
Yes, till the end of the month.
The show's actually been around since 2009. I was looking, it's 17 years old, performed all over the place. It's done tours in America. I'm very surprised this is its first UK production.
I know. It's crazy how well it suits the UK as well, the style of its humour.
It does, it really does. And how do you find playing Snow White then? Because obviously that's, dare I say, she is the princess.
She is. She's the OG, as we like to say. But I love her. She's punk rock. She's rockabilly. She's funky. She's kind of turned Snow White as we know on her head, and I'm here for it.
I love one of the songs. Lots of the songs are great, but I love when Cinderella sings "All I Want to Do Is Eat," yeah. And she wants to eat a Kit Kat or anything.
Yeah, or anything at all. That makes me hungry every time, that number, because by that point I need my dinner and I want that Kit Kat in my belly.
But it's true. Apart from Snow White eating an apple, you never see princesses eat.
No, it's true. I know. Never a meal. Never a meal in sight or a banquet. But no. But Kit Kats.
Also with us is the lovely lady who plays Mulan as well. How are you?
Hello, I'm all right. How are you?
I'm well too. How do you find the show?
I find it really refreshing. I think it's rare that you get to see a full cast of women take a stage and perform such empowering music and tell their own stories that way. That's what I love about the show.
Well, you say that, but actually when you think about it, I was thinking about it, that you've got Six, you've got Heathers, you've got Bliss, which is here at the festival as well. So there are actually quite a few musicals which are purely a female cast.
I think with ours it's distinctly quite different, because I think we're tapping on narratives that people have grown up with, a lot of people in our generation, even the older generations actually, those who've been watching Disney since, the 40s when Snow White came out? 30s. So it's kind of timeless in a way, because you've got this intergenerational moment where daughters who are still watching Disney Plus bring their mums, bring their grandmas, and they all know about the regular stories that keep repeating over and over again. So I think it's got a very different charm to it compared to the other productions with women that are on.
Yeah, and the two writers, they took all the elements of the Disney princesses and put them all in one show, which is fantastic.
Yeah, they did. They weren't cutting back at all there, were they? But yeah, I think all of the women here that are ready to tell their story and need to tell it as it was are included in the show. So. And
at the end of the day, what's the message from the show, do you think?
Women are perfect as they are. There's nothing more than that, really. It is quite simple. It's kind of crazy that we need to write so many musicals just to get that message across. Yeah. But that is the core of the show, that we should support each other, love each other, and that we don't need to change anything about ourselves to be accepted by others, least of all men.
But I have to say, you do need men for one or two things.
Well, that is true. I'm struggling. I was trying to be very, very nice.
But there is even an element of the show which hints, two of the princesses might just like each other.
Yeah, there's a bit of fan fiction going on. So apparently it wasn't in the originals, it was written into the script quite recently.
Really?
Basically, bit of random lore drop. I met an actress who'd played Mulan previously about a decade ago in a production in New York, and when she did the show, that Cinderella Mulan thing wasn't in it, so that was new. That was a surprise when she watched it.
That's news to you, Snow White.
That is. I love that we're moving with the times, though, as shows should, as they should.
They have to, don't they, to survive too? I mean, every show has to move on.
Yeah. I think the draw of Disenchanted is how it really examines the intersectionality of feminism. You know, it doesn't just look at the two-dimensional idea of like women don't need men, women are strong and capable on their own. It's also going into like the LGBTQ side of things, you know, the race side of things, the ethnicity side of things. All of that comes together to create something that's actually quite nuanced and a bit more complex in terms of a dialogue about feminism.
And I think in a show like this, it would be very easy to become cliched, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's true. I think we were worried about that, weren't we, in rehearsals, that it can come across this sort of one form of feminism, but as Ashley just put so eloquently, it bashes through all of that.
It certainly does, and I have to say it rushes through those hour and 20 minutes, and it's over almost before it starts, and the audience just really loved it tonight.
They were a fantastic audience. They were really great. They were giving a lot. From the very first moment when you walked on and they cheered, I was like,
Yeah, I think that's when you know.
And that must give you a boost as well when you see an audience that responds.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with comedy, you're then playing off of each other and it becomes a two-way relationship that is needed for the show to be successful.
Well, thank you to both of you for talking to me on Fringe Radio. It's been a real delight. I have thoroughly enjoyed Disenchanted. Good luck with the rest of the run.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Disenchanted continues in the Pentland Theatre, the EICC, the venue 150, until the 30th of August, except on Wednesday the 19th. And after the break, the first part of my Royal Mile walk, and believe me, you will not want to miss the live rendition of a song by the show choir. That's next.
Bringing the festival to you. Fringe Radio.
One of Australia's best tribute acts, the 64, make their Edinburgh Fringe debut with 70s Jukebox. At the Assembly Rooms, Bijou, Venue 20, you'll enjoy powerhouse vocals, slick choreography, and full-on energy as the 64 bring you the best music of the 70s. They're relishing the opportunity to play for an Edinburgh audience for the very first time at 2:30 every afternoon from the 18th to the 30th of August. Get your tickets now at edfringe.com.
I cannot believe he asked me to do OnlyFans.
Hold on, let's talk about this.
There's nothing to talk about.
We're always complaining about money.
Then get another job. I am not selling my body. I'm listening to me now. I'm good at this. 15 Minutes of Shame from the 7th to the 30th of August at 7:20 at Playground 2 at Zoo Playground. Tickets at edfringe.com.
Black Blues Brothers, Let's Twist Again. Fringe favourites, the Black Blues Brothers are back. Expect a rock and roll jukebox, a train station and lots of acrobatics. Every day from August 5th to August 31st at 5 p.m. at McEwen Hall, Bristow Square. Tickets available at edfringe.com.
We're broadcasting from the Radisson Blu Hotel, Edinburgh City Centre, surrounded by the buzz of the Royal Mile, where you can recharge, refuel and jump straight back into the festive fun. With the space on the Mile based here, 7 theatres are filled with performances from morning until night, every day of the Fringe. If you want to be at the centre of the action, this is the right place.
What is the most powerful force in the universe? This August, magician and physicist Kevin Quantum brings an all-new Fringe show to Edinburgh. Invisible Force. Expect brand new magic inventions, impossible moments you'll never have seen before, and astonishing illusions where science and mystery collide. Electricity crackles, reality bends, and you'll leave questioning what's actually possible. Funny, surprising, and unlike anything else at the Fringe. Search Quantum at edfringe.com and discover Kevin Quantum, Invisible Force.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
Let's join the show choir then. I'll let you do a little secret. We did do this earlier. And guess who didn't press the record button? Oh, I know. Professionals we are, professionals. Anyway, it gives us another chance to come down and have a chat with the show choir, because they've got a show on, The Best of the West End. It's at the Space XXX twice daily, 10:35 and 12:35 to August the 22nd, and it's at venue 38 Hill Place. Who do I have here?
I'm Doug. I'm one of the MDs today.
Hello, Doug. Now, look, you're surrounded by some lovely ladies here who have got great voices.
And gentlemen, if I may.
Oh, yes, a few of them. But it's all really about the women, let's be honest.
So we're doing Best of the West End. It's a show of the best British West End musicals over the years, all a cappella, all in our own arrangements, arranged exclusively for us.
And you're breezing in and breezing out again. You're only on till the 22nd.
Yeah, it's a short run, so we've got two shows a day. It's quite intense. It's quite a full-on week. We sold out our first 2 shows yesterday, which is really exciting. So we're loving the run so far. Yeah, second day in.
So it's all about making an impact and keeping the audience wanting more.
Absolutely, always. We're here singing just outside the symposium, singing to people coming past, singing to the buses. It's a blast. Yeah, having a great time.
Our warm-up gig was just Carnegie Hall in May, wasn't it? Yeah, just drop that little name.
Yes, but this is Edinburgh now. This is the Fringe. This is even bigger than Carnegie Hall. So we're going to let the buses go by, and you're going to sing something for us. What is the song?
Sail on, boys.
Find a girl and build a homespun, so my father said to me. But the wings, they bear me onwards, and they call me to the sea. Not for me the plough and furrow, not for me the feather bed, not for me the farmer's daughter. To the waves my heart is wed. If it's down together. If it's up as one. So sail on, boys, through stormy weather. Soon the journey will be done. Lift your hearts to the horizon. Leave your fears upon the shore. This one life is for the living, and we ask for nothing more. If it's down together. If it's up as one. So sail on, boys, through stormy weather. Soon the journey will be done. If it's down together. If it's up as one. So sail on, boys, through stormy weather. Soon the journey will be done. If it's down together. If it's up as one. So sail on, boys, through stormy weather. Soon the journey will be done.
Outstanding. Give yourselves a round of applause. That was brilliant. Have a quick chat with you. The joy on the faces. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I tell you what, a poke in the eye for AI.
Yes, absolutely. We need
real
artists.
music.
Yes, for sure. And these guys are so talented. Doug and Jess that run the choir. I've been with them since day one, and they are phenomenal arrangers, phenomenal conductors. I love it. It's the highlight of my week.
Well, it was a highlight, I think, of this programme, because that was fantastic. It's at the venue 38, Hill Place, the Space XXX. August 22nd is when you're on till, but 2 shows a day, 10:35 and 12:35, and that is the show choir. Thank you very much indeed. Well done. Well, regulars to the Fringe will know all about Robin Boot. He's back again this year. What's the new show called?
It's a Robin Boot's rock comedy, Pun to the Hills. I've been to all of them so far, really can't fault it. It is pretty rubbish when I don't turn up, but I've checked and I am here for the rest of the month, so please do pop along. Whistle Binkies, 12:15 p.m. It's a lot of fun, it's very silly, and people do ask, do I keep my clothes on? So far, yes, but never say never at the Fringe.
The money's right.
if the money's right. It is part of the free fringe, so the money's never really right, but definitely come along. I'm told it is worth every penny of that free entry.
And it's called Pun to the Hills.
Pun to the Hills.
Lots of puns then.
Probably too many puns, if I'm honest.
Of course, it's 4 to 6 South Bridge, and it's well displayed, isn't it? I've walked past it a couple of times. Lots of displays there, so you can't really miss it on the South Bridge.
You can't miss it. You can try your best to miss it, but as a lot of people do, but I'll be there. Come and find me.
Well, you'll have had your coffee by then, 12:15 and ready to rock.
That's the one. See you soon.
Ruby, Daisy and Alicia are here. They're going to tell me all about Jekyll and Hyde. Who's going to go first?
I will. So, we're putting on Jekyll and Hyde at the Space Venue 45, which is just opposite the train station. And it's essentially a really modern take on Jekyll and Hyde, where Jekyll and Hyde, the protagonists, are actually played by females. And it's a bit of a modern day twist to the story about like roots of feminism.
It's at 10 a.m. We'd love you all to come.
She's very shy, this one. What about you? Are you shy?
No, but I hope to see you there. Woo!
It's 10 a.m. at the Space Venue 45, and it's going to be happening all the way through to the 22nd. It's a radical reimagining by Evan Placey. Who is Evan Placey?
He's a playwright that basically rewrote Jekyll and Hyde through a modern day lens, and I think we perpetuate that pretty well. I mean, there's some, if you're interested in seeing some women rise to some men, this is definitely a play you'd want to come and watch.
Now, tell me about Much More Theatre, because that's who's putting it on, that's you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we come to the Fringe every 2 years with a play. Last time we came was with Lord of the Flies, and we're back now with Jekyll and Hyde. This show is actually woman directed, so big up the women for this one. Feminism, yeah, love to see it.
And today's the day. You've just actually come out, haven't you, of your first performance. How did it go?
It went really well, yeah. We had a great audience the first time, had some reviewers in, so we're hoping for some good feedback.
All the best. Of course, it's on till the 22nd. Thank you.
Thank you.
Locomotive for Murder is next, the improvised whodunit. There's a lot of improvised shows here at the Fringe. It's a big trendy thing, isn't it?
It's a murder mystery. It's a game. You have to guess who the murderer is. Only the murderer knows that they are the murderer. So it's all a bit secret and sort of traitor-esque, and the audience love it.
Who's put this together?
This is our company, Pinch Punch. So we're a group of actors and improvisers from all over the UK, but we're predominantly based in London and Wales.
Why the Fringe?
Oh, we love it. I mean, it's where you can bring ideas to life, and you get audiences from all over the world who come and see your work, and it's just the best feeling. You know, when you're been in an industry for a long time and you want to feel validation and feel like you're still part of something special, there's no better place than Edinburgh at this time of year.
It's a big long run. You're on right to the end. The Dead Monday, as we call it, the 31st of August. We're all dead by then.
I think I'm quite happy I'm not here on the Dead Monday, but hopefully we'll still have some good numbers. We've had lots of sellouts. It's been an amazing first couple of weeks. So
fantastic. It's at 2 o'clock at the Big Inn, Gilded Balloon Patter House. And anything else we need to know?
Come and solve a murder, come and have a laugh, come and choose who dies. It's an absolute ball. We'd love to see you there.
Good luck with it.
Thank you so much.
Well, Debbie is with me now, and this is all very exciting because Shrek the Musical, or Shrek Junior the Musical. Tell me all about it, Debbie.
So we're up from Kent, and Shrek is just a fabulous show. It's a feel-good, fun show. We've got 28 11 to 17-year-olds performing it. We've performed it down south, and now we're up here for a week of performances, and we can't wait.
And you're going for the hat-trick, aren't you?
We
Because
are.
Fringe
Oh my God,
Sellout Show
so excited.
2024 and 2025, and you're going for 2026. Now, you did it with the Addams Family, you did it with the Wizard of Oz, and now you're going to do it with Shrek. Is that right? It's a short run, isn't it? Till the 22nd. So sell the show to us now.
If you want a fun, feel-good, energetic afternoon, come and see Shrek. It's fabulous. You'll be dancing, tapping, smiling. Best hour of your life.
And you won't be surprised to learn that it's at Venue 9, the space at Nidri Street. Nearly everything's there today. So good luck on the hat trick.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, girls. Good luck. Here's another show at the Space on the Mile, this time Venue 39, Radisson Blue, which is where we're broadcasting from, of course. But we're on the Royal Mile Walk, as we always are, 11 o'clock every day. And is it Nick we have here?
Yes, this is Nick speaking.
And deeping the voice here, because this is called Cut by Ed Monk. Hilariously absurd, it says on the poster. Tell us about the show.
So, Cut is a play within a play. It is a wonderful show. Everything goes wrong. You never know when you're watching a play or when you're watching the real life. And everything goes wrong. It's hilariously funny. And you can come and see two builders who are very funny. Jack and Nick. Jack, get in here.
Yeah. This is the place to be, folks. I'm telling you, if you ever want to learn how to fix a light bulb, we're your chaps, all right?
334 lines and everything. Lots of techies. We've got the devil in it, actually. But it's not weird like that. Like, they're playing the devil.
Busy this year. You did very well to get him.
Well, yeah, he's booked and busy, but we've got him. So if you want him, we've got him.
Another jaunt along the Royal Mile in the next hour. But next up, I focus on the play and A to Z of dating.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
Now, in an earlier programme, Stuart MacFarlane met up with Grace O'Keeffe's mum, whose dating diaries from way back had been hijacked by her daughter and turned into a show at the Fringe called An A to Z Guide to Dating. And Grace joins me now. Grace, nice to have you with us.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and your mum beat you to it.
I know, good for her. She generally does.
Now, most mums would not want their diaries sort of put into the public domain, but by the sounds of things, she's lapping it up.
Yes, yeah. Well, so it's a guidebook basically that she wrote when she was about 26, and she sent it to one publisher, and they said it would set feminism back 20 years, and it's always been kind of this piece of lore in my family, but I think she's always been so supportive of me and my work, but you know, I think she's happy to get the advice out there.
I was going to say, I mean, if she's actually gone to a publisher herself, then, you know, she's quite happy to have this out in the domain.
I mean, I suppose so. Again, she only sent it to literally the one back in like 1986. So it wasn't exactly like she was striving to get it published, but she doesn't mind it being, I think, put out there mostly.
So when did you decide that this would actually make a good play?
It was a couple years back when I started writing musicals that I knew that this book was a gold mine, but I didn't figure out my angle into it until actually like just about a year ago, when I realized I would play my mother in the show, and that would be kind of the key into the text.
And what point did you actually tell your mother?
Oh, pretty immediately. My mom and I are pretty close. We like FaceTime at least a couple times a week. So I think it was pretty immediate that when I had the revelation, I said, "Oh, great, I got an amazing idea. I'll play you in drag." And she said, "Oh, great."
And as you said, you actually play your mother as well. I mean,
yes.
That's an interesting scenario.
Definitely. I call it mom drag, but I've been developing it with like Soho Theater's Drag and Cabaret Lab. But essentially, it's kind of the show. In addition to dating, it's about the performativity of womanhood through how we like view our mother and how we turn our vision of our mother into how we present as women.
And how shocked were you by what you saw in the book?
I think I first read the book when I was like in my maybe around 13. I found it. She had it hidden away, and I found like the manuscript copy in the back of a filing cabinet. And the book, it has. I've got that great quip about it setting feminism back 20 years. It's interesting because it's not problematic in the way that you'd suspect. It's not about finding a husband. It's not about like traditional, like monogamy or finding like your one partner. It's actually about like dating as many men as possible. At the same time, there is a whole chapter devoted to, it's called X-Sex. And it's about like avoiding, like not having sex. So it's like this weird, she's a very complicated woman, my mom, playing both sides of things.
And how does that rub off on you?
That's a good question. I mean, I'm a pretty complicated woman myself. I think growing up with my mom and my parents, I'm very good at knowing that like there's a lot of nuance in the world. You never know exactly where my mom's gonna fall on an issue, or sometimes you know where she's gonna fall, but you don't know the reasons behind why she thinks that way. But it allows her to. She's a very like a free thinker. She makes up her own mind, and I do really respect that.
And the title, A to Z Guide to Dating.
Yes.
Who came up with that? Was that your mum?
So the book is technically called Feast at the Famine, a single woman's A to Z guide to plentiful dating. And like the context for that also problematic title, is that apparently in the 80s, they said it was a man famine because it was so hard to get a date. And I've tried to look this up, but if you Google man famine, you don't want to do that. The results are very depressing. But apparently she tells me that this is where she gets the title from. But that's a bit long for a Fringe show.
And is it literally an A to Z, or an A to Z, if you like, if you're from that side of the pond? Is it literally the book and the play going through the alphabet?
Yes, we do get through the alphabet.
What happens at Z or Z?
That is, well, that's the final bit of the show. Z is for zingers.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Don't have a wisecrack for every occasion.
A lot of musical involvement in this as well.
Yes, yeah. So I've written 7 original songs for it. They've been quite fun, too. Are now on Spotify. Lie and Feast of the Famine, you can stream now.
Which track shall we play?
Maybe Lie. That's kind of a fun one. So that is based on the chapter A, Athleticism, and it's basically about exaggerating how much you work out.
I mean, when you came to write the songs as well, I mean, how did you approach that?
It varies. I guess I came up with the hook or the concept before I started all of the songs. I knew the structure of the show after last Fringe. I came home and wrote down an outline essentially, and the songs kind of form the structure or the scaffolding of the show. The songs, it's a mix of me noodling around on a ukulele at some point. I don't play the ukulele in the show, rest assured. But just kind of figuring out chords and singing to myself, and the piano. And then I've used Logic, so a lot of it is synth pop and kind of 80s inspired. So that's all done electronically.
And it's your first Fringe as well. How are things going so far? We're halfway through.
Yeah, it's going well. It's my first solo show, actually, but second time performing and 5th time producing a show. So I am a Fringe. I'm not a newbie, but it's the first time performing solo, and I'm very tired.
In fact, it's at the Buttercup at Underbelly, which is a nice venue in George Square, 5:15 every day until the 31st of August. Do you have a day off?
Nope.
No day off at all?
No day off.
Why did you choose? Because a lot of artists are, of course, a lot of shows are.
Yes, yeah, I know today and tomorrow is often the day off. I just found that when I had a day off, even as a director running tech, I was just shattered the day when I had to return. It's kind of like an object in motion stays in motion is the theory. But today would be my day off, or tomorrow would be my day off. So we'll see how it goes. I might be dead by the time this comes out.
Well, I hope not.
Yeah.
It's the A to Z Guide to Dating. Grace O'Keefe has been my guest. And once again, we'll mention it's the Buttercup, Underbelly, George Square, 5:15 p.m. all the way through to the Dead Monday on 31st of August. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
If you got it, flaunt it. But if you don't got it, fake it. Talk about the sport you play. You must sport a sporty display. If they ask, then you just say, I'm a fitness enthusiast. I work out every day. Everybody lies about how much they exercise. People perceive you with their thoughts, not their eyes. So lie, 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 just lie. People don't need to see it to believe it. Tell them you're fit and they will perceive it. Lie, 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 just lie. Lie to men, try it then. Lie again. They won't care how much you weigh if you say that you do ballet. Try it out, lead men astray. My thighs aren't thick, I just love to plie. Everybody lies about how much they exercise. People perceive you with their thoughts, not their eyes. So lie, 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 just lie. Bring them good news, they'll be glad to receive it. Act like you're fit and you can achieve it. Lie, 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 just lie. Lie to men, try it then. Lie again. Fluff enough and they'll all think your fluff is buff, so strut your stuff. It's not that tough. The truth will repel them. They buy what you sell them. They see what you tell them. Big butt, buttons of steel. Got a gut, the feminine ideal. Allow the spark to sizzle. Honesty will make it fizzle. You're the artist and the work of art. So carve your figure with a chisel. So all you gotta do is lie, 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 lie. Just lie. You can eat at the buffet. Sometimes lying can be okay. Dating's just a cabaret. Your body won't betray the image you portray when you lie, 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 just lie. Little white lies won't often grieve them. Too much too soon tends to upheave them. Don't lie, 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 just lie. Men seem to like it when you love them, then leave them. Act nonchalant, you will really relieve them. Lie, 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 just lie. Lie to men, try it then. Lie, 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 just lie. Sow the seeds now, then later retrieve them. Just keep it kind when you deceive them. And they'll adore the story that you weave on when you lie. Lie to men, try it then. Lie again.
That was Grace O'Keefe and her new single taken from the play which she wrote and stars in, An A to Z of Dating, and that was called Lie.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
And joining me now, delighted to say, is Lindsey Santoro. Of course, you're going to be performing at the Edinburgh Fringe at the 12:05 slot, which, you know, a lot of people think, oh, you know, we prefer to have an evening one. But actually, 12:05 is a brilliant slot.
The more people I speak to about it, the more people are like, no, it's great, because you do your gig and then you've got the rest of the day. You've got the rest of the day to live your life. Because last time I did it, I think I was on at 7. Was I on at 7? And but I'd spend all day worrying and stressed, and I just, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't think my material is appropriate for 12 in the afternoon. But you know what? It suits me. Might not suit everyone else.
I was going to say, though, because it's kind of like, I mean, generally shows are like 7:30, 8 o'clock or whatever, or a little bit later if you're in a pub or a club or whatever. But to kind of get yourself ready, and it's like warming up a football match, isn't it? How does it all work? How do you prepare for something like that?
Well, to be honest with you, I haven't ever done a gig at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So
new ground.
Yeah, so this is quite exciting. I think it's just getting up, and I do what I normally do, which is I just have a banana, and then I go on. What else can you do? But
and you're on from the 19th to the 30th. Tell us about the venue.
I love Monkey Barrel. Every time I've been to the Fringe, all my favourite shows have always been there. Just love the vibe of it.
You're kind of more aimed at the adult audience, obviously. Some of your material is just absolutely brilliant. But you wouldn't actually put your act in front of a 7-year-old, let's say. Let's put it like that.
No, and sometimes I have to take my daughter to gigs because, and she's only 4, but I'll just sit, I have to sit, say, put your earphones on and just play on the iPad for 20 minutes. Dad's normally there as well.
All right, well, let's give him a mention.
Just a precaution. Yeah, I don't just leave her backstage with an iPad and a Lucasade.
Let's talk about this dynamic then, because you say hubby's at home, you're out doing that. He's obviously looking after a toddler. Are you similar on stage as you are at home, or are you a completely different person?
I think I'm very lazy, so I'm less animated, but I'm definitely like quite silly. I'm silly mummy. I'd say that, you know, when they say like the mum is the primary caregiver, they go like, you have like a number one parent. Well, that is definitely not me. It's definitely David. He's the stable. He's the one. So this year, because we've gone up and it's the 3 of us, so essentially he's working in the day. He's had to book like annual leave on certain days and get childcare in. But essentially I go out do the gig, come back. That's what my whole day is. It's like I pop out while he has his lunch and looks at.
How did you two meet then?
Well, it was on the internet, and it was on a dating site called Plenty of Fish, which I don't think exists anymore. Plenty of Fish, there's none left. It's dry. And I liked him because when he sent me a message, he'd spelt all the words in full. Because do you remember when people used to type the word great, but you'd put a G and an A, but he spelt like and I thought, he's clever. So that's it really. They went for a few drinks, and I thought, God, he's really quiet. And then it turns out that he's not quiet. He said, I didn't talk because you didn't give me any opportunity to.
Well, what about that bombshell moment when he realised that you revealed to him that you are a stand-up comedian?
I wasn't a stand-up comedian when I met him.
Oh, right. So this is fairly new then.
Yes, because we've been married 13 years now, and it was 13 years ago probably when I first started like dipping my toe in. But he's very encouraging. I think it's because he just wants me to be out of the house. That's what he wants to watch the football in peace without me being there. So he's always been very encouraging of it.
And what was he, Birmingham City or Aston Villa?
Well, this is a touch of controversy in my house because my family obviously supports Villa because we all have my family's from like Aston going back way when, and he supports Man United. Now listen,
controversial.
Well, he's got no ties to Manchester. He just supports them because his sister supported them back in the day when they were good. And so I said, you've still got to pick a home team.
Yes,
and he said if he has to pick one, it will have to be Birmingham.
Oh, dear. So, that went down well.
Well, I don't really care about football, but I do love an argument. So I just keep digging in about it. And I've got my daughter now. She supports Villa. And we keep going, why don't you support Villa like the rest of us? Just love antagonising him, that's all.
Yeah. She like a good argument. There's nothing better, is there?
I'm always a firm believer if you've got an issue, you should bring it up there and then. And I think that's what helps us. Because sometimes if it's something little, like, he's breathing, you have to tell him. Otherwise they'll keep doing it. Yeah. I say breathing, I mean not breathing loud. I don't mean in breathing, so just stop breathing, please. You're annoying me.
You would have had that conversation of when you wanted to go on stage and do this professionally, because I mean that is some step, isn't it, to take? And I mean, presumably you discussed it with hubby first of all.
Well, there's not a memory in my head where I had to kind of, I wanted to say come out to him. I think there's always been like, I think I've always been very honest with him. I know I've always wanted to do stand-up. And it was such a long process because I did a comedy course first. And I said, I'm going to do this comedy course. He was like, oh, yeah, fair enough. Went and did that. And I said, I want to do comedy. And then I'd start applying for little gigs here and there. So it wasn't like a dramatic, I don't know, like I've just come downstairs. I'm a comedian now. You're going to have to deal with it. Like it's been a very... I would argue that if you asked him now if I am a comedian, he would say, I don't think so. But
great to have that support, isn't it?
Yeah.
So where does Santoro come from? That's definitely not a Birmingham name, is it?
Well, I was of the firm belief. I was like, if I get married, I'm going to keep my name. Because, I think, that's why would I take a bloke's name? I'm not his property. And then I met David, and his surname was Santoro. And I thought, well, feminism's about choice, isn't it? So, and I choose that.
So where's his roots then? Where does this Santoro come from? I mean,
Italy, Venice. His dad's Italian.
Right.
Yeah, so, his dad now lives in Evesham Way.
But what about your first break then? Because obviously, I mean, you just look at the Edinburgh Fringe brochure. It's a telephone directory. Comedy is like half of the whole book. There is so much competition. So to get through to where you want to be, it takes some bottle and it's a hard old slog. But you've managed to pick up some really good gigs live at the Apollo. How have you managed to get there?
Essentially, it is the fact that my agent has made me do stuff. And I think when you do comedy, it's very it's you can go off your own merit, and obviously I started slowly snowballing and getting better and better at gigs. I don't know, there is a ceiling that I think certain times you need an agent, and I remember emailing the agent I'm with now and said, are you going to sign me? And he was like, no. And I was like, I'll be back. And then I was back and I said, what about now? And he said, all right, we'll give you a trial. And then because of that, I think it is definitely, in comedy, especially at the Fringe, I'm not going to lie and say it's not helpful, but it definitely is, especially because it just tells me what to do. Even this Fringe, I said, I don't want to go up because I've got no money. I said, but if you can get me this venue on these dates at this time, and I was like, he ain't never going to do that. There's no way he's going to do that. It's not physically possible. He came back a week later. Yeah, done it. I thought, oh no, I've got to go now.
Good agent.
He's lovely, such a lovely boy.
And of course, what must have helped is the fact that you were nominated for Best Newcomer.
Well, I think what really helped me is, again, my agent, I said to him, I don't want to know if I've got reviewers. I don't really care. I don't want to be nominated. I don't want to be put forward for it. And he was like, okay, fine. So in my mind, there was no pressure of that. But when it came, I knew the nominations were coming out. I was still a bit like, oh, I'm really miffed about that, actually. I'm really miffed. But then when it came out, I was nominated. I was like, this is actually better, because what he's done is he's taken the pressure off me. He understands how I work. And I think because I was doing shows with no expectations and just doing it because I wanted to do comedy, I want to have a show. When I got nominated, I was like, this is mad. And I think it made my show better. But obviously this year I know what he's up to, so it won't work.
But I mean, that call that came in and said, oh, guess what? So I hope you're sitting down, Lindsay. We've got you live at the Apollo on BBC.
Well, he rang me and he said, I've got bad news and I've got good news. And I said, oh, what's the bad news? And he said, well, the bad news is it was some kind of little comedy skit thing that they were doing on, I can't even remember what channel it was. He went, oh, well, you've not got that. So, but I'll get feedback. He goes, but you've got live at the Apollo. But anyway, back to the bad news. And I said, what? He said, yeah, you haven't got this skit thing that we were putting you forward for. But don't. I said, no, what did you say after that? He said, oh, yeah, you've got live at the Apollo. And I was like, what? He's such a toad. But it was mad. It was mad because I was just sat at home and I think I was doing some invoices. And I kept asking if he was taking the mick. I was like, are you joking? I was just like, this isn't live at the Apollo's mad, honestly. It's a weird gig. Before you go on, and I've said this a lot, but do you know when you watch it and the comedians come out through the smoke? They put you behind the stage and they fill it with smoke. So you're just stood, you can't see anything. And I'm just thinking, this is going to be one of the most important gigs of my life. And I don't know where I'm walking. I just had some poor bloke at the side of the stage who, when he said walk, I had to trust him. Yeah, well, I tell you, it didn't have to calm my nerves because I was so worried about dying from the smoke and walking into the sign that by the time I reached the stage, I thought, oh, I better do some comedy now. So,
but what was it like, that experience? Because I mean, that was clearly at the time the biggest thing you'd done, and you mentioned pressure earlier. I mean, there's pressure there. You've also got to come over as someone who knows what they're doing, confident, putting your show together, and you've got a packed audience of 2,000 people or so in front of you, television cameras whirring as well. Difficult.
Well, the thing that made me go off, I think I've made it, is when I was in the green room, this guy came in and he said, what do you want to order for dinner? And I said, well, what's the menu? And he said, oh, we're ordering a Nando's delivery. And I thought, this is showbiz, this is.
But what an experience that was for you.
It was lovely. It was genuinely lovely. It was nice. My brother came to watch, and obviously my husband was there. I just kept touching the walls and going, Kylie Minogue's been in here. Kylie Minogue's been in here.
And from there, of course, I mean, that was kind of like a boost to the career, wasn't it? I mean, exposure on television, etc. But of course, that has its own issues as well, because as soon as your material is exposed to a large audience on that programme, but also then on YouTube and social media, etc., all that great material, suddenly you can't use it again.
Well, I found that when I do gigs now, I have sometimes people coming up and requesting gig sets. So I'll go, I don't do that anymore. And they'll go, can you just do it for us? And I'll go, yeah, fair enough. Because not everybody has watched it and not everybody has seen my material. But I do try, and I think as a comedian you get a bit fed up if you're doing the same stuff. But if I do go to a gig and someone's like, I brought my friend Julie because I saw you do this and I think she's really going to, and I'll go, you know what, for you, I'll do it. Yeah, fine. Because I think musicians do the same songs.
Yes, it's true.
So it's a bit of a shame that like comedians can't. I think if I go on tour, I think I'll probably do like the first half of like, here's the material that you should know. And then the second half would be like I don't know. I don't know the rules or the etiquette. Everyone seems to do what they want. And
when you're on stage, you really do, and it certainly comes over this way, you really do enjoy what you're doing.
I have such a lovely time because I just think you don't know how many opportunities, even as a comedian, you're going to get to talk to that many people at once. And I also get a thrill because I always know there's always going to be at least one man, wherever I am in the world, in the audience going, I hate this woman. And that gives me even more incentive. Like, it really tickles me. I always try and find them in the audience.
Now, listen, the tour is called It Was Like That When I Got Here. So just to end with, tell us how you came up with that title.
It's not appropriate, but I can. David, my husband, found some...
Should we stop you there?
No, David found some hairs in the sink.
Right.
And he said, what is this? And I said, I don't know. It was like that when I got here. They were my...
Yes, I'm just so pleased I asked that question now. But there it is.
I mean,
it's stuck. It's stuck clearly. It's called It Was Like That When I Got Here. It's 12:05 at the Monkey Barrel. It's on from the 19th to the 30th. And Lindsey Santoro, absolutely a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you, Stuart. I really enjoy the way you say barrel. It's really beautiful. Can you say it again?
Barrel.
Oh, that's lovely, that is.
It's a Birmingham thing, clearly.
We just don't pronounce any vowels or letters, so to hear a hard R, it's very nice. Thank you.
You'll get that in Scotland. We roll our R's up here.
Oh, I love a rolled R.
Do
More
you?
of that, please.
You can only dream of that back in Birmingham, can't you? Only dream of it. Lindsey, fantastic to talk to you. I look forward to seeing your show as well.
Thank you.
The Celtic lass danced in the tides of the bay, singing blow north wind blow o'er the rocks of the shore. A fisherman came and stole her sealskin away. Oh, blow north wind blow, she'll be free now no more. With her skin locked away, the Celtic trapped on the land. Oh, flow, her tears flow, damping rocks on the shore. Now you're mine, cried the fisherman, grasping her hand. Oh, flow, her tears flow, as in triumph he roared. Oh, dance, sweet Isabel, dance with me. Leave your stays on the shore, on away to the sea. And hold fast to your secret like a silky her skin. And never let anyone trap thee again. The ship Prince of Wales docked in Stromness tonight. Oh, row, sailors, row past the rocks of the shore. The ends are all full and the town is alight. Oh, row, sailors, row, with such pleasures in store. Now I'll shed my girlhood to join the world of men. Oh, go, lassie, go to worlds far from the shore. My true name and figure not one person shall ken. Oh, go, lassie, go, leave your skirts by the door. Oh, dance, sweet Isabel, dance with me. Leave your stays on the shore, run away to the sea. silkier skin, and never let anyone trap thee again. The Selkie gave so far out to sea. Oh no, lassie, know what you lost on the shore, and the waves of her cradle now her prison shall be. Oh no, lassie, no, weep thee forevermore. Oh, dance, sweet Isabel, dance with me. Leave your stays on the shore, on away to the sea, and hold fast to your secret like a silkier skin, and never let anyone trap thee again.
Melanie Gall, who's on at the Annex at the Space Symposium Hall till the 29th, except for the 23rd. You heard music from her show called The Ballad of Isla Gunn. And after the break, my special guest is Colin Cloud, whose new show, Hoax, has to be seen to be believed.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
One story, two people. Amanda Crowley and Thomas Duncan. One lawyer, one mass murderer. The case is lost. She wants it anyways. Not to win, but to understand how monsters are made. Glimpse behind the societal masks, as with Monster Made, an intense character study, a captivating, psychological, intimate play is coming to the Fringe at Paradise in the Vault. Only the one who can change his mind can actually change something. Monster Made runs from August 24th to August 30th. Book your seats today at edfringe.com.
What is the most powerful force in the universe? This August, magician and physicist Kevin Quantum brings an all-new Fringe show to Edinburgh. Invisible Force. Expect brand new magic inventions, impossible moments you'll never have seen before, and astonishing illusions where science and mystery collide. Electricity crackles, reality bends, and you'll leave questioning what's actually possible. Funny, surprising, and unlike anything else at the Fringe. Search Quantum at edfringe.com and discover Kevin Quantum, Invisible Force.
This August, discover the best comedy, cabaret, kids shows and more at the Free Festival. With over 360 daily shows, there's something for everybody, at a price for everyone. Donate what you think the show's worth at the end, or book pay what you can tickets to keep the Fringe accessible for everyone. The Free Festival, the real spirit of the Edinburgh Fringe. Full programme at freefestival.co.uk.
Print it, copy it at thecopyandprintshop.com.
Your printing is made easy at the Copy and Print Shop. We specialise in rapid printing services, leaflets, posters, brochures, banners, business cards and more. Collect your order at our Glasgow print shop or have it delivered wherever you are. Find out more at thecopyandprintshop.com.
Print it, copy it at thecopyandprintshop.com.
One of Australia's best tribute acts, the 64, make their Edinburgh Fringe debut with 70s Jukebox. At the Assembly Rooms, Bijou, Venue 20, you'll enjoy powerhouse vocals, slick choreography, and full-on energy as the 64 bring you the best music of the 70s. They're relishing the opportunity to play for an Edinburgh audience for the very first time at 2:30 every afternoon from the 18th to the 30th of August. Get your tickets now at edfringe.com.
For 31 years, The Space UK has championed new writing and exciting companies from across the world, giving artists an affordable, supportive and professional platform at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe. Now presenting one of the Fringe's largest and most diverse programmes across 19 theatres and 6 venues, there's always something new to discover at The Space UK. Explore the programme and book at thespaceuk.com.
Well, joining me now is one of my magic heroes, and I have a lot of them, I have to say, and they're mostly Scottish, which is quite nice. So we've obviously heard from Kevin Quantum earlier on in the week, and now it's the turn of Colin Cloud. Of course, you've got quite a bit in common, haven't you?
Yeah, no, we used to perform together actually about 10, 15 years ago. We were doing a trio called the Colour Ham. So we were performing at the Fringe back in, I want to say 2012, 2013-ish together. So yeah, we go way back. Kevin does more magic, sleight of hand, whereas the stuff I do is more cerebral. So it's not, Kevin does the big dangerous experiments and stunts, whereas the stuff I'm doing is more to do with like the mind and reading people, and it's more comedy than it is, trying to convince people that I'm actually psychic. It's nice that we've got very different branches, but it's actually even easier, I find, to write and help people who are different to me, because I can look at them and go, what would I love to see them do? And when you collaborate with people, it's very easy to give them ideas that you can see from that outside perspective.
Kevin and Charlie Caper and people like that, Ben Hart, of course, you've all got this really good kind of camaraderie, haven't you? Which is lovely.
No, I think for the most part, like any art form, magic is one big dysfunctional family, and there are definitely controversies and arguments and discussions that are had even at the Fringe, but no, I think ultimately it's because we all care, we're all passionate, we want to see magic grow, thrive, and continue to be enjoyed by audiences in a really unique and evolving way. I think for a long time magic kind of stayed in the past, and it was a lot of magicians just kind of copying what other magicians were doing. And I think the festival, the people that have really stood the test of time here are the people that really try to advance what they're doing. They take risks and they really carve out unique branches for themselves. And I think that should be really, admired and recognized.
And whereas comedians can just go on stage, they know what their act is for that tour, that particular, and they can, tour that around the country for a year or more sometimes.
Yeah.
But when it comes to magic, there's so much preparation, isn't there, to go into all this?
Yeah, I think that's what people overlook, is that there are like a bunch of different branches to it. There's the magic side of it, the methods, the secrets, but there is also then the performance, right? Because as much as, the secrets are important, engaging and connecting with an audience, I would say, are more important, because if they don't care about you, they're not going to care about what you're showing them, right? So I think that performance side, much like the comedian, we've got twice as much work to do. We've got the magic stuff, and we've got the performing, the jokes, the stories, the interactive moments. So I think they're, not to take anything away from comedy. Comedy was my first love before mentalism, which is the psychological branch of magic. I think comedy is the purest art form for expression, up there with music for sure. But yeah, we're definitely working. We've got way more stuff to pack down. We're like the drummers in the band, put it that way. We're definitely packing everything down to the wee hours of the morning.
Which brings us nicely to Hoax, which is your brand new show for the Edinburgh Festival Fringe. So how long is this in the making?
Wow, so my last show was 2 years ago, and I've kind of made the decision to not come back unless I feel like I've got something new, big and exciting that's different enough. Obviously, I now live in Las Vegas, maybe not obviously rather, but I have a residency with Caesars Entertainment out there, so I'm
nice.
Yeah, so I'm at the Harrah's Theatre, so I'm performing there 5 nights a week, and it's a great space for me to every now and again try new material and take a chunk out and put a chunk in. And over the last year, I would say I've slowly been taking out like 10-15-minute bits and starting to build up the new stuff, and it got to the point where I thought, you know what, I do think this will be ready in time for August. And it's amazing I get that luxury where I have that space to experiment and just make sure everything's amazing enough to warrant a new show and people's time, more so than buying a ticket. I think being in a room with someone for an hour, I want it to be worthy of their time being there. So yeah, very excited to be bringing what I think is my biggest and best stuff. Yeah, and I say that because every year I learn how to, I think, refine it more and make it more about the audience and less about me, and more about creating amazing moments together, rather than just, when I was younger, it was like, look how clever I am, and it's just showing off, right? And I think as I get older, really trying to rid myself of any ego, and just, because of the magic I do, it is dependent on them, the audience. And for anyone listening worried that if you come, I'm going to pick on you, if you don't want to get involved or come on stage, you don't need to, right? It's only the people that want to that need to.
And you're no shortage of people who want to go on stage.
Yeah, it's a 750-seater venue, and it's been packed every night. So, I don't take that for granted. I am honoured that I'm in that room, and I'm even more honoured that people come and fill it every single night, and that the feedback on the show has been genuinely phenomenal. But Yeah, I think it's my best stuff. I think it's very relevant. It's looking at beliefs, why we believe things, what it takes to change beliefs, especially in this day and age with things like AI and deepfakes and algorithms, and just looking at reality and how we view the world and why we view the world, and how ultimately how connected we really are as human beings. And I think people that have come to see the show now more than once will definitely get exactly what I mean by that the second time they see it, when they see certain things happening. It's amazing to me, no matter where I am in the world. We like to think we're all unique and different, or on some level we think it's a bad thing that we're unique and different, and actually we're more alike than people realize. So this show really examines that. I don't say it till the end, but I'll give you a bit of a spoiler. For me, this is a big experiment to see how people do react and respond to things, and the responses have been pretty mind-blowing for even me, put it that way.
Wow, you've sold it.
Yeah, good.
But it is called Hoax, and I always remember when Darren Brown said, "I don't tell lies, but I'm honest about my dishonesty," is how he put it.
Darren who, sorry?
Darren Brown.
Oh, yeah. The Godfather. Like, he is the guy.
Is he the one that you all look up to?
Oh, yeah. Well, and for a reason. Mentalism pre-Darren was done a very specific way. And then Darren and his team of like Andy Nyman, Andrew O'Connor came in, and they very much, and Anthony Owen, who sadly passed away a few years ago, they very much revamped the entire genre. So in my opinion, anyone, myself included, who performs or enjoys learning about mentalism today, they have Darren Brown and that team of people to thank, because they are the real geniuses behind really giving it was a very boring and dry medium and art form, and they really gave it a massive shake and showed everyone what it could be. So yeah, they are definite heroes of mine, and they are phenomenal. But yeah, that, he's honest about the dishonesty, he's got such a wonderful way of putting everything right. And I mean, that is the challenge when you want to do mentalism in this country, is that he has done everything better than everyone has or probably will ever do it, and it's on video and it's out there, right? So, but much like comedy, 10 comedians can all talk about the same subject, but present it in very different ways. And I think for me, it was a case of learning how to really express myself through that. And very much as I love Darren, and he will always be the number one, like that's never going to change. It's like, how can you be as different from that as possible and make it your own? And in the beginning, that was scary and daunting, and now it's exciting and it's like really challenging. And that's why I don't come back every year, because I do want to go away and not even just compete with Darren, but my own work, right? I've now done, I think, 10 shows at the Fringe. I used to try and write a better show, and I realized that's the wrong mindset. If you try and write something better, you're starting from a negative place. Whereas if you try and write something different, and then you make that different thing as good as it can be, then you stand the chance of having something that's worthy, again, of people's time and attention.
And you mentioned mentalism is your big thing. And I think, obviously Darren seems to kind of do everything, doesn't he? I mean, right across the board. But probably my favourite thing of his that I ever saw was the mind reading program and the mind reading tour that he did. And I found that the most fascinating, because I was there in the audience, and he said, look, if you're a believer or you're a non-believer, come on stage, because I'm going to show to you that this is a trick. I have no powers, he said. I will be able to do exactly what these so-called charlatans, and he named names as well. He said, look, I am really against these sort of people because it is a trick, and I hate the way that they're playing with their lives effectively. And he got people on stage. It was such an emotional show. And he was back to the audience with the camera. We could see what he was writing, and he got everything absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
And that, to me, was such a powerful piece of work. And obviously with you being involved in that side of it as well.
For sure.
You probably do similar things.
I mean, yeah. And I mean, I also think the other extreme is true as well, is that people that claim that everything they do as a mentalist is pure psychology, I also think is equally as dangerous. I think when people say that it's all body language or it's all micro expressions, that can be misleading. Maybe more damaging than saying you're psychic, because people can think they can nip to the bookstore, buy books on it, and go do the same thing. I don't make any claims about what it is I do. The only claim that I do make is that it's entertaining, right? And I really hope I live up to that. As much as my background genuinely is criminal profiling, forensic investigation, and there are elements of that in picking people and reading people and knowing how to deal with people, it is very much for me like that grey area of not saying what it is, because I think it's already amazing enough as it is. And I think sometimes people want to say it's psychic or psychology, maybe because they've not yet found their personality or their way of connecting with people, and they feel like it maybe makes it more interesting. But I definitely think playing in that grey area and people knowing they're coming into a show, I think that gives you carte blanche to basically say, as Darren did in that show, I'm psychic. I'm not, but I am. But I'm not, which is obviously brilliant in itself. And then with the stuff I do, I won't give any real spoilers away here, but the opening line of the show is, nothing you're going to see tonight is real. And then I do the entire show. And at the end, I recap that message from the very start, you know. So, because I do think some people can go away thinking, I could just learn to do that. And I mean, they can, but probably not in the way they expect. From an entertainment capacity, yes. But yeah, I think there's definitely, you know, the extremes of saying it's pure psychic or it's pure psychology is very misleading. I think the skills of the psychic are what mentalists use, or rather psychics have taken that from mental. Really, actually that's a lie. Psychics were using them first, magicians found them out, and magicians actually I think made them a little more refined, and those are the skills mixed in with the comedy, the suggestion, the hypnosis, and my criminal profiling. It's a mix of all these things so that you're left wondering, wait, what just happened? But ultimately it's a show, it's an experience, and people can, you know, come up and speak to me in public and not have to worry that I know all their deepest, darkest secrets.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
No, I mean, I have yours. I'm going to hold on to yours and blackmail you after the event, but yeah, of course.
Now, this is radio, of course, but we do have a camera running at the same time as well. Can you do something, I'm putting you really on the spot here, but do something kind of mentalism with me now?
Yeah, we can try. We'll do a simple test, all right? And it's going to be more so you reading me than it is me reading you. So I don't
just happen to have the cards with you.
Well, I knew you were going to ask. Mind reader, obviously. That was the trick.
Well
Thanks very much. I'll
yes.
see you at the show.
Well.
If you've seen the movie Ghostbusters, you've seen the opening scene where Bill Murray has got these shapes. These are the ESP testing shapes. These were genuinely used in the 70s to test for psychic ability. The idea would be is that they would try and hold one up, the other person had to try and guess it. So you're going to try and read my mind right now, okay? So there are 6 shapes. I've added a triangle just to make it a bit more exciting.
So we've got triangle, we've got the star, we've got a circle, we've got a plus sign, a square, and wavy lines.
Wavy lines. I thought you were going to say pieces of bacon or surfing or my hair from the top view, yeah. So what I want you to do, don't say it, just think of any one of those right now, okay? In fact, I want you to think about which one you think I'm holding in my hand. This is just you warming up. I'm going to show the camera so I can't change it. The star, I went for the square, but that's okay. Now you're learning, okay? So here's what we'll do. Pick them up. I'm going to think of a different one. So which set do you want? I don't mind.
I'll have this.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Mix them up as well. Shuffle them, okay? So I'm going to think of a different shape, and I'm going to put the one I'm thinking of face down here. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to look at me and try and guess it. Don't say it. I'm going to go first, so even if I saw it in your glasses, doesn't matter. I've already put it on the table. Is that fair?
Yes.
So look at me. I'm sending it to you, right? Just imagine you could do it. Whichever one you think it is, don't say it. Just put it face down right here. And then we'll go again. And you're going to get faster at this, okay, as well as the shapes get less. So, perfect. Look at the ones that you've got left, okay? So 5 shapes. And I'm just wanting to test, to begin with, I went for the star. I just want to see if you managed to pick up on that one.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did. Okay, good. So we're off to a good start. So
Two
stars, yeah. That's not the review, by the way. Let's be very clear.
Yeah, it'll be 5 later.
Yeah. Think of one of the 5 that are left. So I'm gonna go with this. So whichever one you think I just took out, put it face down here, okay? I'm gonna build a pile. So I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna think of a different one, face down on top. So look at me. Whichever one you think it is, put it face down on top. And again, I'm going first every time, okay? So let's just test and see if you manage to get both of these as well. Yeah, good. So you're crushing it so far, right? 3 left. Just think of any one of the 3. Which one you think I'm going to go with. And again, I'm putting it face down first, okay? Every time, face down first. It's right there. Look at the 2 that you've got left, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with this. Put it face down on top. 1 left. If you've done this correctly, I'm hoping that we both have yes, which means if we go, there we go, right way around, you are, yep, on top, the circle.
Unbelievable.
And then the square. So you are now technically the world's newest mind reader. You'll be appearing at the Edinburgh Fringe 2027. Get your tickets now.
You know, when you mentioned it earlier about, you know, sometimes you look at people and you can pick up on something that they say if they're sort of putting it over and over in their mind.
Yes.
Would that work?
No.
No.
Because again, if I ask you the question, I need to put you on the spot. If
Right.
you put me on the spot, it changes. People come up to me and they say, can you guess this? Honestly, no. But if I then turn the tables and put it onto you, then it makes it very easy to do.
Right. In what way? In what way?
If I say to you, for example, name a letter of the alphabet.
D.
D, right? Now if I say to you, think of a name that begins with that letter, what name would you go with?
Dylan.
Dylan. Brilliant. of Bob fame. Okay, if I say to you, name any city in the UK, what city would it be?
Arbroath.
Arbroath. When was the last time you were there?
A long time ago.
It's actually, I've done a lot of gigs there. They've got a beautiful theatre.
Really?
They do, yeah. Arbroath, interesting. And if I say to you, name one more letter of the alphabet.
X.
You're going to struggle in a second, I can assure you, because I'm going to have you name a movie beginning with this letter. So you can have X, as long as you can name a movie beginning with this letter.
Well, X-Men.
X-Men. Okay, perfect. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but when I came into the room, did you see I put
a bit of paper down there?
A bit of paper down there, right? And I'm not going to go near it. It's in front of you, yes?
Uh-huh.
Could you pick it up?
Okay, I'm going to pick up...
Tell everybody, first of all, what's the store or the place? What's it for?
It's an Odeon ticket.
An Odeon ticket.
And it's X-Men.
It's for X-Men.
How extraordinary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had no idea that I was going to choose X.
No.
At all. And yet this is a printed Odeon.
This was on the... it's been on the table the entire time, yeah?
Yeah.
For me, what makes it hopefully more incredible isn't just the fact that it's X-Men. I was kind of leading you towards certain letters and ruling you down. You started with the letter D, so you're going to go to the other end of the alphabet, right? Because people go to the extremes. Could you tell everybody what Odeon cinema, what town is it?
Arbroath. Which is amazing because there isn't an Odeon in Arbroath, presumably.
Not in the UK. But in America.
Welcome to our cinema in Arbroath.
Yeah.
X-Men, Odeon, row 6, seat 11 o'clock. And cashier, Dylan. That is extraordinary.
And you nailed it. So again, world's newest mind reader. You read my mind.
That is absolutely extraordinary. Goodness me. Well, that's the first time I've been actually the subject of. I mean, I've been on stage with Charlie Caper and he turned a broken Coca-Cola can into a full can and poured me a drink from it, which was amazing.
It's a far more useful skill than what I just did. Let's be honest, that man, yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't go and see the X-Men at the Odeon in Arbroath, and particularly as it's in America.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
And we'll never meet this Dylan character. But that
he
is
says
quite
hello.
Extraordinary. Yes, thank you. Well, Colin, it's been an absolute pleasure. I mean, it just goes so quickly, and I can't wait to see your show.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. It took us a few days because of the just the amount of, well, not tech in the show, but just the lighting cues and just refining it. But now very happy with it. The team have been amazing, and delighted for you to come and see it.
Yeah, I will look forward to that. And of course, it's at the Pleasance, which is the Grand Venue 33. It is a huge place. It's we've seen many people there, and it will be absolutely packed out until the 30th of August. Apart from the 18th, when you're getting married.
I am indeed.
Which is amazing. What about the honeymoon?
Next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
I was going to say, not on the 19th, whatever you do. You've got a show to do.
Yeah.
And it all starts at 7:30. So it's been an absolute pleasure to have Colin Cloud in with us today as my special guest. Thanks very much.
Thank you for the time. Thank you for listening.
For 5 years I'd had my own Jean. When I saw her first, I think she was 12. Well, maybe 13. Aye, Robbie was a handsome man, and no many were shocked when she gave him her hand. I saw them once down the Royal Mile, so much in love with her sickly smiles, blowing kisses and holding hands. God, there's just so much a man can stand. You see, I knew Jean was soon to be a mother, so I made myself a promise. I'd get her off him, one way or the other.
I will return before my child is born. Then I'll never leave these shores.
Don't go tonight. Please hold me tight. I'm so afraid. Why I'm just not sure.
The child on the way is yours.
What tales are these? Is this your farewell gift to me?
I've had so many rumors.
Don't worry, child. Give me a smile, and I'll be home before you know.
I had my hand read through sadness ahead. Please stay. If you love me, you won't go.
That superstition, don't be mad.
Please don't risk the love we had.
It's not the truth, it's just a game.
I'm frightened, please don't say again. You stole my heart.
Kiss me, but please. The ship will leave, and I must be at the beck and call. I'll be home by fall, then no more sailing. I'll be home again when the wind blows the leaves on the trees away. Please don't worry now, I'll come home to you long before your waters break. I swear on the life of my unborn child.
Another track from the Celtic rock musical called Edinburgh Days, featuring Brian Spence. That was called Castle Walls Celtic, and you could see the musical at the Auditorium St Bride's Community Centre, which is venue 412 until the 30th of August. Next up, part 2 of today's Royal Mile Walk.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
I cannot believe he asked me to do OnlyFans.
Hold on, let's talk about this.
There's nothing to talk about.
We're always complaining about money.
Then get another job. I am not selling my body. I'm listening to me now. I'm good at this.
15 Minutes of Shame from the 7th to the 30th of August at 7:20 at Playground 2 at Zoo Playground. Tickets at edfringe.com.
I want to tell you a true story. Many years ago, a humble young musical comedian was approached by some radio producers and asked if he might contribute one of his comedy voices to a new segment for their network's most popular show. For many years, this young man delighted in answering questions from people all over the world and bringing a little simple joy to his troubled land, while all the time, nobody knew who he really was. But now his story can finally be told. Mitch Ben is Asking Elvis, coming soon to a theater near you. Thank you very much.
This August, discover the best comedy, cabaret, kids shows and more at the Free Festival. With over 360 daily shows, there's something for everybody at a price for everyone. Donate what you think the show's worth at the end, or book pay what you can tickets to keep the Fringe accessible for everyone. The Free Festival, the real spirit of the Edinburgh Fringe. Full programme at freefestival.co.uk.
One story, two people. Amanda Crowley and Thomas Duncan. One lawyer, one mass murderer. The case is lost. She wants it anyways. Not to win, but to understand how monsters are made. Glimpse behind the societal masks, as with Monster Made, an intense character study, a captivating, psychological, intimate play is coming to the Fringe at Paradise in the Vault. Only the one who can change his mind can actually change something. Monster Maid runs from August 24th to August 30th. Book your seats today at edfringe.com.
Florence Nightingale, you've heard of her, but have you heard of Betsy Cadwallader? The globe-trotting, fearless, feisty Welshwoman who defied Miss Nightingale to become one of the first frontline war nurses at the age of 65. Her Story Theatre Company from Newport, South Wales brings Betsy to Edinburgh Festival Fringe, a heartwarming, funny and inventive two-woman play that restores a forgotten Welsh working-class heroine to her rightful place in history. Catch it at the Space at Surgeons Hall, 24th to 29th of August at 1:45pm. Suitable for children over 12. Tickets available from the Space box office.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
It's our daily Royal Mile walk, and let's start it off with a new play called Sonder, probably the shortest play on the Fringe, written and directed by Ellie Mae Allen. Ellie Mae's here with me now.
Hello everyone!
Tell us about it.
So Sonder is the feeling that everyone else's life is as vivid and complex as your own, so the play kind of emulates this feeling. It's about people who are at different points of their lives, but they're all united by the one thing, that they're on the same train at the same time, going to the same place, and it's kind of like a human connection, slice of life that explores different vignettes of different people.
And where did you think up this idea?
So I kind of got the idea, I commute a lot, I'm from London, I'm always on the train and kind of just observing other people and thinking, wow, like they have as crazy of a life as I do, and I kind of want the audience to kind of take away that feeling, and then when they go and they're out in the world and they're on public transport, they think like everyone has their own story, essentially.
And this is your first time at the Fringe, is it?
Yes, my first time at the Fringe.
What do you think of it so far?
I'm very excited, it's very fun, I've seen so many shows already and I'm so excited to see so many more.
And today's the day for you because, in fact, 3:55 at the Space Surgeons Hall, venue 35 Nicholson Street, you'll be performing your opening one, so exciting times.
Yes, very exciting.
And you're going through to the 29th, so it's quite a long run.
Yeah, so we have 6 shows, we brought 4 up with our company, so we're on every other day for 2 weeks.
We wish you all the best with it.
Thank you so much, have a lovely day.
Who's going to talk to me? Loretta. So a bunch of lovely young ladies here under the title Stage Flight, and Loretta is with me. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, we're a musical theatre group from Swindon in Wiltshire called...
Oh, I know it well. I used to live in Oxfordshire.
Oh yeah, not
back
far
in the
away.
day.
Yeah. So we are a singing school called Everybody Sing, and we're the musical theatre group. We've got a devised show by our brilliant director Sophie, and it's called Stage Flight. So we are travelling on a pretend plane around lots of different locations. We go to Australia, France, London, Egypt and America, and we're doing musicals from those countries. So for example, we're doing a song from Les Miserables when we're in France. We're doing a song from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat for Egypt. And it's really funny. We've got a few characters in there. We're going around on the plane, and it's a real diverse show with some really upbeat, funny songs, and then some more mellow, sort of choral songs as well.
And a big cast.
Yes, there's about 19 of us here. We've travelled all the way up. We're staying for 5 days, so we're doing 3 performances, yesterday, today and tomorrow. And we are at the Radisson Hotel Space 3.
Well, we wish you all the best of luck with it. It's a fleeting visit, but then you've got to travel all over the world, haven't you?
Yes, exactly. We're really enjoying it. The Edinburgh Fringe is amazing. We were here in 2023 and we wanted to come back, but we hopefully won't leave it 3 years next time.
Brilliant. Well, nice to see you all.
Yes,
You're all looking very happy and enjoying life here in Edinburgh, and you brought the sunshine.
Yes, we did. Yeah, thank you.
Up Till Now is the name of an original musical. I've got the director and one of the stars of the show with me now, so let's name some names.
I'm Elliot, the director and co-creator of the show. I'm Hannah Stobart and I play Ella.
And?
I'm Thomas Bartoletti, I play Teddy.
You weren't here a minute ago and you saw the microphone and it was like a magnet. It was like a magnet. Anyway, tell us about it.
So our show follows 5 uni students in the last 2-3 months of their uni house at the year, and a few of them are graduating, a few of them are staying, and it's all about that big question of, what do I do now? It follows platonic love, romantic love, everything in between.
Did he describe that well for you?
He did a great job. The show's just really a love letter to platonic love and the people who give you your sense of who you are in your early 20s before you have to go out into the world and figure it out for yourself.
And this is the star over here. How did you get picked?
Well, I would say it's equally split between the five of us in terms of who's the star.
Well, of course you would.
I wouldn't quite say that. But yeah, I was actually added in after the first run of the show, which was in Birmingham last year. So I've been added in April of this year, and I've just had a blast getting to know everyone. And doing the show at Fringe has been an absolute honour.
Where does the cast come from?
We all met at University of Birmingham. But we come across all the country. So some of us are from London, I'm from Newcastle, all over the shop.
No Newcastle accent, no Geordie accent there.
I know, I get told this very often, and I wish I had the accent, but sadly I don't.
Well, why haven't you? I'm rather disappointed.
My parents moved down to London when they were young.
Now look, you've already done one lot, August 7th to the 15th. Day off at the 16th. You're now into your final run to the 22nd. It's 10:50 in the morning at Venue 9, which is the space at Nidri Street. How's it going?
Fantastic. We've just moved into an even bigger venue, so we're hoping to get even bigger audiences. We just got 5 stars last week, and it's fantastic. It's strange because we thought the audience would be a lot of young people targeting sort of students, but it's been fantastic to see sort of parents and people, an older crowd perhaps, who are very nostalgic and reminiscent of these days of youth when you're trying to figure out who you are. And I think it's something we're constantly figuring out throughout our lives, who we are and our place in the world.
And I think there's something like 3,600 shows to compete with.
Yeah.
Obviously, people are finding you from somewhere.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of flyering, singing in people's faces, but they love it, I'm sure. Yeah, and then we've just been working, talking to other companies. We've gone to see other people's shows, and people are coming along to ours as well. But to be honest with you, just a lot of singing in people's faces. They seem to like it, so I hope that's how it's coming across.
You've set yourself up now, haven't you? Singing in people's faces. I have a microphone.
Yeah,
you have the voices. Come on, let's see what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
Yellow, yellow tableau.
Then yellow, turn new.
There's this frozen
moment
in the summer, where everything is still until the dandelions change their colour. Then the first breeze picks up the seeds off to the blue, up to the
Well done. Well, put you on the spot there. That was great. So once again, it's at the space at Nidri Street, Venue 9, 10:50 in the morning, and it's called Up Till Now, an original musical. Thanks very much and the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Next up then, Northern Lights presents Horrible Harmonies, history as you've never heard it before. It started yesterday, goes all the way through to the 31st of August, apart from the 24th. Of course, it's at the Guild and Balloon Patter House at the Doonstairs venue. And who do I have with me?
Hi, I'm Kate. I'm the events manager for Northern Lights. And I'm Maz, I'm the musical director.
Tell us about the show.
So, you've all seen Horrible Histories. We've basically done a music rendition of it. We've got comedy, we've got choreo, and most of all, we've got singing, obviously. We are second in the world, 7-time national champions in the UK, 4 years in a row. So it is worth a watch.
That's impressive.
Yeah, you guys pick the era by spinning a wheel, and we just, off the cuff, we just go for it and we start singing and educate you guys through the power of music.
And how did it all come together?
Great question. A bit of collaboration. Well, we're a group of 16 people, so everyone contributes a bit to it, whether it's the script writing, whether it's the choreo, whether it's the actual arranging. It's very much a collective effort.
Well, the best of luck with it again. It's at the Doonstairs Patter House, Guild and Balloon, right the way through to the 31st, not the 24th though. Horrible Harmonies, history as you've never heard it before. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Now, inevitably, there are bagpipers on the Royal Mile as well, entertaining the tourists in particular, and of course people from Scotland as well, who love the sound of the bagpipes. So let's have a quick listen in now to this gentleman.
It's a sound that stirs the emotions inside every Scotsman. Let's see what else we can find. Right, well, I've just come out of the Exit show, which is quite appropriate, and from a Belgian act to a Danish act, and we've got three gentlemen here plugging a show called MIS All Night Long, which is described as physical comedy, celebrating the glorious mess of being a human in a man's body. Now, I'll tell you straight away, it's at the Zoo Southside at 12:30, all the way through to Sunday, the 30th of August. So who do we have here, first of all?
I'm Christopher, and also known as GNU. Yes, one of the shows, the performers of the show.
Yeah, my name is Yannick, and my alias is Don.
And I'm Petrus, and my character is El Mucho Picante.
What an accent this is. Yeah. Tell me about this play.
Oh, it's a really good play about manhood, thinking through the old ways, what the man was, and how does it fit in these days, understanding what is man, what is manhood, and etc.
Now, this venue, Zoo Southside, seems to be set up perfectly for an act like yours.
Exactly, and it's actually the 10 years anniversary we have here in Edinburgh, and we are bringing this piece back because this has traveled through 10 years, through all this, all what happened with the man and what kind of man we are today. So today, that's why we call it to be human in a man's body, and means men in sandals. So it's about men wearing socks and sandals and being proud of that and really fighting their way through that.
Now, what we have here on the poster is what looks like a long, long length of timber. Someone at the top of it, balanced on it as well. It looks an extraordinary image.
Yes, it is, and now it is like exposed here. It's a part of our show. We work with actually contemporary dancers, but we fit in physical theater and new circus-inspired acts also. So it's very physical and challenging the images and the props that we are using. So this long plank is actually for building roofs. So we carry that around through the whole piece, actually trying to build a fence, and we never succeed with it.
Well, it's very similar to obviously what the sort of thing you used to see in a circus, but you've taken the circus to the theatre.
Oh yes. But all the genres are mixing in these days very much, and it's good. It's good to mix, because then you have a new blends, you have a new themes coming up, and underlines and under themes, and it's good. And I think the audience which never saw contemporary dance or never saw slapstick, and they would come as just for the theatre show, it works.
Why we created this piece was for ourselves, to actually allow ourselves to be a little bit more ourselves, to let go and to be more free, and I think that's also what we give the audience here.
Well, it's 10 years in the making. It's at Zoo Southside. It's 12:30 every day, running through to Sunday the 30th of August, and it's MIS all night long. Thanks very much indeed, guys.
Yay!
Oh, thank you so much.
Between the Oranges and the Olive Groves. That's the British translation of that piece of music by Philip Adie, who was one of my special guests a couple of programmes ago. And Phil is also at the Fringe performing Flamenco Guitar Odyssey at the studio at Alba Flamenco until August the 30th. After the break, fans of Countdown and crosswords and word puzzles will be in heaven as Simon Walton brings us an interview with the man who goes under the name Robwords.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
What is the most powerful force in the universe? This August, magician and physicist Kevin Quantum brings an all-new Fringe show to Edinburgh. Invisible Force. Expect brand new magic inventions, impossible moments you'll never have seen before, and astonishing illusions where science and mystery collide. Electricity crackles, reality bends, and you'll leave questioning what's actually possible. Funny, surprising, and unlike anything else at the Fringe. Search Quantum at edfringe.com and discover Kevin Quantum. Invisible Force.
We're here at the Radisson Blu Hotel, Edinburgh city centre, where the beds are comfy, the breakfasts are legendary, and the Fringe is literally downstairs. Home to the space on the mile, you'll find 7 theatres buzzing with performances all day, every day. So if you're looking for the perfect base for the festival, you've just found it.
Florence Nightingale. You've heard of her, but have you heard of Betsy Cadwallader? The globe-trotting, fearless, feisty Welshwoman who defied Miss Nightingale to become one of the first frontline war nurses at the age of 65. Her Story Theatre Company from Newport, South Wales brings Betsy to Edinburgh Festival Fringe, a heartwarming, funny and inventive two-woman play that restores a forgotten Welsh working-class heroine to her rightful place in history. Catch it at the Space at Surgeons Hall, 24th to 29th of August at 1:45pm. Suitable for children over 12. Tickets available from the Space box office.
Print it, copy it at the copyandprintshop.com.
Your printing is made easy at the Copy and Print Shop. We specialise in rapid printing services, leaflets, posters, brochures, banners, business cards and more. Collect your order at our Glasgow print shop or have it delivered wherever you are. Find out more at thecopyandprintshop.com.
Print it, copy it at the copyandprintshop.com.
Black Blues Brothers, Let's Twist Again. Fringe favourites, the Black Blues Brothers are back. Expect a rock and roll jukebox, a train station and lots of acrobatics. Every day from August 5th to August 31st at 5pm at McEwen Hall, Bristow Square. Tickets available at edfringe.com.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
Throughout the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, every street and every corner seems to have another remarkable story to tell. Now, one of the most enlightening, engaging, entertaining and extraordinary hit shows at this year's Fringe is all about words, their origins, their meanings, their convoluted journeys through linguistic history. I'm delighted to be joined by writer, broadcaster and etymologist Robwords. Brackets, that's not his real name. Rob, you've managed to turn etymology into a sold-out live show at the Fringe. When did you realise that the history of words could actually entertain people?
I mean, that's funny, isn't it? Well, so what the show is really is a manifestation of, in the real world, of my YouTube channel, which is called Robwords, which is something I started shortly after moving to Germany because I was faced with having to learn German. Also, I had a French wife and I learned French to speak to her. And it's through learning about other languages that you realise that English is really quite odd. And so I started recording little videos about it, and they became quite popular. It became apparent that people are actually quite interested in the origins of these things that they use day in, day out without even thinking about them. But when you do stop and think about them, so many of them do, as you say, have an extraordinary story.
And I'm among the 993,000 people who do follow you. If we could get 7,000 more people to follow you, then we'll reach that magic million. What's your favourite example of a word that, simply shouldn't work? Because English always breaks its own rules, but somehow gets away with it.
Oh, a word that doesn't work. You know, one that people get really wound up about? I do talk about this in my show, but not as in depth as I'm going to go now. Literally, people get very upset about literally. They get upset about literally being used to be figurative. You know, it's like, I literally died when that happened. Obviously, that can't ever be true because you wouldn't have the opportunity to say that sentence. But what people don't necessarily consider is the fact that the usage of literally that is considered correct is in itself a little bit wrong, because literally comes from the same source as our word letter. Literally does mean to the letter. So originally, when you spoke about something being literal, it had to be something that was written down, really. So if you're using it figuratively, extended beyond that realm of the page, then you're using literally wrong as well.
You know, I have to say that in Scotland here, we probably don't use literally in the literal sense at all. And, you know, there's lots of words that, you know, English people say that we speak a different language here. That may or may not be the case, but there must be words which are unique to Scotland, which you find are an expression that fascinates, perhaps, that has a different history altogether.
So, here's an amazing thing that I only learned recently, and that is that the word glamour is from Scots, and its history is exactly the same as the word grammar. So glamour is essentially a different spelling. I mean, you know how Scots speakers roll their R's, so you can see how grammar becomes glamour when you go north of the border, as we English sometimes call it. So what happens is you get this word grammaire from French. In England, that word is applied to books that tell you the rules of a language, usually Latin, and these books are called grammars. And so the word is used in that way. But the usage becomes extended when books that aren't actually about language also start to be referred to as grammars. You can kind of see how, you know, you might talk about an atlas without it actually having maps in it. It might be an atlas of something else, or an almanac that isn't really about the movements of the planets. The same happens with the word grammar. And so grammar starts to be a word that you can apply to, for example, books about art or books about witchcraft. And that application in Scotland catches on. Glamour, the pronunciation of grammar, starts being applied to magic books. From there, it starts being applied to magic itself. To cast the glamour over someone is to enchant them. And that is why we describe enchanting clothing, enchanting people as glamorous. So the amazing thing is that grammar is, by definition, glamorous.
That kind of preempts my next question, kind of answers it, because there's so much that you have to debunk in English, and there you just demonstrated there a prime example of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, English is this mad mix of languages, and that's the received wisdom, that's what everyone says, but it is true. It's unique in the fact that it combines Romance language vocabulary with Germanic vocabulary, Old English. You know, English is a Germanic language with French robes on top of it, on top of these sort of Anglo-Saxon, German, gritty pants and underwear, really.
And those who have the pleasure of coming along to see your show will see that you know, English is still evolving, and perhaps you'd like to take it on to the next evolution and develop the alphabet. But you're not the only one that's doing that. You know, FYI, there's this thing called the internet and social media, and everyone's using bizarre little pictograms. It's like we're going back in time, but going forwards, and emojis and texting are changing English, I guess changing other languages as well.
You know, one of my most recent videos, in fact, I think it is my most recent video, was about failed attempts to introduce sarcasm punctuation marks. We've been trying to do that for hundreds of years, to try and, for example, people have added a backwards question mark to represent sarcasm, or an upside down exclamation mark to represent sarcasm, but it's never caught on until emoji come along. And now we have all manner of punctuation mark for sarcasm, whether it's an upside down head or a skull emoji. I think it's wonderful that we're managing to illustrate how to say things, or how to hear the things that we're saying in our heads using these little pictograms. And in that sense, I think they might be punctuation.
You've used language professionally because you've been a professional broadcaster. But now you study language professionally, and you explain language professionally. It hasn't changed the way that you use language, or has it?
Weirdly, the more you look into language and perceived proper usages of it, the less caught up on it you get, because you realise that what is considered correct today was not considered correct yesterday. So how could it be correct today? So basically, there's hypocrisy everywhere. If anyone goes around correcting someone else, they're ultimately probably making a mistake somewhere in their criticism at the same time. So when I was working, I worked at the BBC with some of the most pedantic individuals you could ever hope to meet, and I was pleased to do it. I was among them, because you're going through scripts and you're saying, well, this is a cliche. This is not the correct use. You can't just say he was evacuated, because that suggests that he had something sucked out of him.
Or you're an entomologist, yes.
Yeah, exactly. You have to say he was evacuated from somewhere. They have all these little rules. So I've swung completely the other way from going, when I was a journalist, I was obsessed with these rules. Now, I actually am incredibly lax about them, almost deliberately, because you realise that it's all a passing phase.
Do you find that there's one part in your show that gets the biggest reaction?
Well, so we do revolutionise the English alphabet, and I sort of force reaction by making everyone sing a new version of the alphabet song, where
Yes, you do.
there are a few too many syllables, I think it's fair to say, but I really enjoy that reaction. People sort of coming along with me as I introduce them to these new letters that do fit well into our language, because they make sounds that we currently don't have letters for those sounds. So I'm always really chuffed when people sing along.
Do you think the people here at the Fringe are more ready to get involved, more ready to participate?
Well, so this is my first time at the Fringe, and only the second time I've done any sort of live performance at all. I did a show in London earlier this year. It's the first time. I'm very new to taking this offline and into the real world, but based on tonight, absolutely. I mean, people were really up for it, and I was so delighted, because it really, when you are sort of new to the game and unknown, for people to come along with you is a real privilege.
Well, irregardless, which is something I'd like to stab anyone who says.
I don't like it. I don't like it. We don't have to like it, but we have to accept that it happens.
I mean, is there any word or phrase that you would cheerfully remove from the English language? And how many words did you say that there were in the Oxford English Dictionary?
So, I'll be pedantic now and say it's the Collins Dictionary, 732,000 words versus 93,000 in the leading Spanish dictionary and 100,000 in the leading French dictionary. It's too many words. It's too many words, isn't it? Irregardless is a good one to get rid of. And then there's just the words that we really struggle to spell that we could do better with. But the ones that upset me are words like biannual and biennial, the ones where just no one knows what you're talking about, and it matters whether you're talking about twice a year or every 2 years, because one of those things happens 4 times as often as the other. There are circumstances where it could really matter which one you're talking about. But I think there are very few people who could confidently tell you that biannual means twice a year, biennial means every 2 years.
Well, I can remember having a project where I was told that I would have to do it biannually, and I thought, great, I'm only going to have to do that once. 2 years, yeah, and I fell into that trap, yeah. Rob, can you leave Fringe Radio listeners with one word that they use every day which has an unexpected and wonderful origin?
So here's the thing, the 100 words that we use the most in English, all but 2 of them we've inherited from Old English. Those 2 other words are people and number. I think that's amazing that we've managed to retain ultimately our Germanic substance, our Germanic structure. We are still speaking a Germanic language. But just occasionally when we talk about people, especially if they're numerous, then we're bringing in French.
Simon Walton talking with Rob Watts, alias Robwords, and that brings us to the end of another show. We'll be back on Fringe Radio again tomorrow, but for now, from me, Stuart Cameron, and the team, bye for now.